Hi guys, it's Aria.
And Saren.
And this is
Unscripted! Today's topic is on a few different things, like racism, animal cruelty, and mental health awareness.
That's right. But first, I wanted to ask you, how was your freshman year?
It was good. I learned lots of things, lots of new friends, and a lot of amazing teachers. How about you?
Well, I think I also had the same experience, but during the beginning of the year, I didn't have as many friends, but I did meet a lot of great new people, so I'm very thankful for that. That's a great way to end off our year. Now, let's talk about the book we read, Killers of the Flower Moon. To be honest, the book was really sad, but I really loved the way that it had so much historical facts and a bits of mystery.
The Osage tribe, which the book based itself around, witnessed a lot of fatality, emotional attachments, and betrayal from people the book set as protagonists.
The part that really makes me sad is how the white settlers came into the Osage tribe trying to colonize them and take away their land, whether it was forcefully or not. And they could have taken any free plot of land in the area, but they didn't even want the Osage land. What they really wanted was the oil.
Yeah, buying or owning plots of land and later discovering it was a total oil mine is like winning the jackpot. It sets you and the rest of your family for life.
Some people wouldn't even have the nerves to harass Osage people physically, so they would call them racist slurs or aliens when they were the ones who were here first. The main character of the book is a woman named Molly. She's a Native American and is a part of the Osage tribe. She has two sisters, Anna, the oldest, then Molly, and then her youngest sister, Rita, along with her mother, Lizzie. Molly is one of the lucky ones. They struck oil, and lots of it.
Their oil provided them lots and lots of money, enough for her and her sisters to live a lifetime. Molly lived with her mother and married a white settler named Ernest. Molly's mother, Lizzie, is quite insisted on the fact all of her daughters were to marry traditional Osage men.
Molly and Ernest married, and so did Rita and her husband Bill. Anna never married, but beside from the fact that none of Lizzie's daughters married traditionally, marrying into white families had its benefits. Many Osage, unlike wealthy Americans, could not spend their money as they pleased because of the federally imposed system of financial guardians. The law mandated that guardians be assigned to any American Indians whom the Department of the Interior deemed incompetent. In practice, the decisions to appoint a guardian to render an American Indian, in effect, a half-citizen was nearly always based on the quantum of Indian blood in the property holder, or what a state Supreme Court justice referred to as racial weakness.
So, with Molly and Rita marrying Americans, it essentially made it easier for them to withdraw certain amounts of money and buy certain things. In the middle of the book, Molly's oldest sister, Anna, went missing for several days. Molly's family didn't think much of it because Anna did this quite often. Days and weeks went by, and Molly started to worry. They started to put out notices looking for Anna or anyone who had any clue of where she might have gone.
3 days later, two men found Anna's body next to a river lying on a rock. She was shot in the back of the head. When the police arrived, along with Molly and her family, Anna was no longer recognizable. From the days of laying there, her body had decomposed. Molly was furious, like any normal sister would have been finding out someone murdered her sister. She hired many private detectives and put out a reward to whoever knew the killer was. Unfortunately, it led to false accusations and people admitting to it just for the money. Then, 4 years later, after Anna's tragic death, no culprit was found. In July 1921, Lizzie died. She had been dealing with past health complications like diabetes and lung cancer, but Ernest gave Molly the idea that Lizzie might have been poisoned.
On March 10th, 1923, Rita, along with her husband and maid, died from a mysterious explosion.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. And that part is literally so crazy. The amount of detail they put into that part of the book explaining how Rita, her husband, and the maid died, which was when they were asleep essentially. They literally blew up. Like the whole house was
All
fell
over the
apart.
place. It
Yeah,
was
all
crazy.
over the place. So crazy. But I know that we did not mention a lot of like other parts of the book, like who the killer was, what happened after, who did it, which was a big part. You can go find that out reading The Killers of the Flower Moon. We really suggest it if you really like history and mystery.
Something else I would like to talk about is mental health. It is a very heavy topic. Lots of people everywhere around the world go through things that they can't or don't get help with, especially teens and young adults. This relates back to the book. It talks about the main family's mental health, and it's hard. It helps people realize how everyone goes through hard things and can understand what you're going through, though they are not just like you.
Yes, just like Saren said, mental health is extremely important. So is being aware of what others might think and be going through as well. Learning to take a break and taking things day by day is a key way to heal.
And this school does an amazing job at it, making sure you have someone to talk to and create a safe place and environment. But unfortunately, more than 250 kids under the age of 16 commit suicide per year in the US.
I know that doesn't seem like a very high number, but they are real people, and thinking about the circumstances, it is a huge and concerning number to have, especially if it's only in the US and not globally. Now, if you are thinking or having thoughts of suicide or harming yourself, please text or call 988 or find a good friend or family member to console with. And remember, there's always a future to look forward to no matter who you are.
Moving on to our last topic is animal cruelty. Do you think animals should have rights?
What do you mean animals should have rights?
Like animals being treated like humans with freedom and protection.
I think not only animals should have rights, but everyone should, of course. But to be treated equally and fairly is a very important topic. I think that our world still struggles with, which is why it is a big thing that people think that animals don't have feelings, animals shouldn't be treated this way because they're not humans. But I think if something feels pain, if something can bleed our red blood, they should be treated as fairly as us.
I agree. I think they should be protected because, I mean, all animals have something that they do for their environment, their home, and for us. And pets like dogs and cats should be protected from animal abuse. I can't imagine hurting my dog.
Now, I remember something we researched.
What is it?
It was about the girl who started streaming her animals and then made a conservation from the funding that she made.
Oh yeah, I saw her on TED Talk.
Higa.
Higa. She talked about her journey and her next plan. She makes money from her viewers and is able to talk to millions of people all over the place. If you guys, I think you guys should check her out. I know she collabs with a lot of famous streamers.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to watch her. Something in our book that we also read and Maya also talks about is oil and pollution. Oil pollution.
True. Back in the 1920s, when oil started coming up in Oklahoma, the Osage tribe became very wealthy. The whites came there to get land and oil to make money. Or what lots of people did was marry into the Osage families to get their inheritance.
Oil pollution mainly affecting a lot of maybe our water or the ocean, which affects food chains and killing off maybe small animals, which leads to affecting our bigger animals that we eat, is a very important topic that I think a lot of people should be more mindful of. But now backpacking off of what Saren said, talking about how the Osage families are, or the Americans mostly married into Osage families trying to get their inheritance, it led to a lot of mass murders and mostly for them to trying to seize the land and their oil rights.
Yes. I hope that this was informative to you, and it was definitely to us. And I hope you enjoy watching this podcast now and for on. And I don't know. Have a good day.
I hope you guys also enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching us. We really appreciate taking your time to listen and be educated. I hope you had lots of fun. Please check out Maya Higa and The Killers of the Flower Moon book. I think you would all really enjoy it. And have a great rest of your day. This is
Unscripted.
Bye!